Hello everyone, and welcome to Sonic Hot Takes, where I discuss some of the most controversial aspects of the series, whether it be games, characters, or any other form of Sonic media. Today, I will be talking to you about Sonic Lost World and why I love the game, flaws and all. Without further ado, let's start with some history. Sonic Lost World came out on October 18, 2013 on the Nintendo Wii U as a 3-game deal with Nintendo. This was the first game out of 3, later followed by Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Games and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. For this review, I will only be talking about the Wii U version, as it is the only one that I have played. I am well aware that this game has a Steam release on PC, but I have not played that version yet. Ever since the release date, this game has garnered many controversies among fans of the series. Most people don't like it for its Mario Galaxy-like level design, and some others like myself think it's a perfectly average game with flaws. I will be giving you my take about why I love this game and why I enjoy it as much as I do. Let's get into the most controversial part, the level design. The biggest critique of this game is the level design and how it ripped off Super Mario Galaxy, a great game by the way. I would like to say that the game takes inspiration from Galaxy rather than a straight rip-off. This game plays nothing like Galaxy, as you still get to go fast and explore the level as you please. I think the level design is great in some levels, like the very first zone, Windy Hill. Windy Hill is actually one of my favorite levels in the series, as I never get sick of playing it. Although it does not introduce the game's mechanics well, I still had a blast going for the level. I loved how they had 3 separate pathways where you got to choose which path you can take. Another critique I hear about this game are the controls and why Sonic has a run button. In my personal experience, I did not mind the controls all that much, but some mechanics were hard to get used to, like the charge homing attack. Besides, Sonic has never been known for perfect controls. As for the run button, I didn't really mind it too much. I like how the game let you go at your own pace. You have the option of going really slow, normal speed, or spin dash speed. I use the normal speed the most out of all of these. I feel like they used this control scheme to introduce new players and get them accustomed to the new levels. I know this game doesn't feel like a traditional Sonic game, but it wasn't supposed to. I think they wanted to introduce new fans to a different style of gameplay, and it worked for better or for worse. I personally really like Lost World's gameplay and wouldn't mind seeing it again. Now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get into the positives of the game. The soundtrack. This game's soundtrack in my personal top 10 favorite Sonic soundtracks. We got Tomoyo Otani as the creative director of the soundtrack, and he is responsible for some of my favorite songs in the series. We also got the creative team behind Unleash's soundtrack back for this game, and it shows, especially in stages in Desert Ruins Act 2 and Sky Road Act 2. Those 2 stages give me Shamar and Junan vibes. Although not the best soundtrack in the series, it still is a strong contender as there are many great songs. Some of my favorites are Windy Hill Act 2, Wonderworld, The Deadly Six Beam, Sea Bottom Soog, Frozen Factory Act 1, Snowball Waltz, Silent Force Act 2, Sky Road Act 1, and Eggman Showdown. I give this game's soundtrack a 7.5 out of 10. My only critique is that it is not as memorable as some of the other soundtracks in the series. This game's graphics are beautiful and one of the prettiest games on the Wii U, and Sonic in general. The vibrant colors match well with each world, and it really makes you feel like you're going on an adventure. The cel-shaded design can get pretty old too, but it does fit well for this game. All the character models look very nice and do not seem out of place with the environment. This game also runs at a smooth 60 frames per second, and I did not find any glitches once while I was playing it. I commend this game because at least it had the balls to try something new. Believe it or not, I really love this game's gameplay style, as it sort of reminds me of the adventure in classic days, spin dashing your way through the level. It also introduced the parkour ability, which was really cool to utilize. Although it didn't control perfectly, I still had a blast running up walls and reaching new heights as Sonic. Well, those are all the positives I have. Now, let's get into the negatives. This game is infamous for introducing some of the worst characters in the series, the Deadly Six, and for some reason, some of them keep coming back in later titles. The Deadly Six are some of the worst written characters in gaming. They all suffer from blatant stereotyping and poor characterization, as they are just boring characters. You can basically describe them like this. Zaz is crazy, Zomom is fat, Master Zik is old, Xena is a stereotypical spoiled and self-absorbed chick, Zora's emo, and Zavik wants nothing but destruction. Even worse, they are jokes in some of the easiest boss fights I have ever played in a video game. Their boss fights make classic Eggman look like he's a genius. It only takes 2 hits to defeat them, and when you do, they just disappear in thin air. The only one who gave me trouble was Zavok, and he was the last one you had to defeat. The Deadly Six do not deserve to be called villains in Sonic, as they have no personality or likable traits to be a worthy villain of the series. The story. I absolutely loathe this game's story. Not only does it suffer from lack of exposition, but cringy writing that makes the voice acting suffer because of it. Now, I'm not an English scholar, but I am pretty sure I can write a better story than this. The story starts with Eggman dropping a capsule of animals down towards the hidden planet, and Sonic and Tails trying to stop him. Eggman fires his laser at Sonic and Tails, and the tornado comes crashing towards the Lost Hex. Tails says that he knows about the Lost Hex, but never gives us insight about how he knows about it. Sonic saves the first capsule of captured animals and finds out from Knuckles and Amy that there are more of them. Meanwhile, in Dr. Eggman's lair, he starts making a factory line of badniks and tells us his evil plans of using the Deadly Six to destroy Sonic and help him drain the energy of the world. Sonic encounters Zaz and Zomom for the first time and kicks their sorry asses. Later, after Zomom's encounter, Eggman is disappointed in the Deadly Six and uses his magic conch shell to control them. Sonic sees this and stupidly kicks his shell out of his hand. Not realizing the actions of his consequences, no longer in the shell's control, the Deadly Six take vengeance on Eggman and control his badniks to hurt Eggman, Sonic, and Tails. The 3 eventually team up to defeat the Deadly Six and shut off Eggman's machine. After pointless banter and cringy dialogue happens, Tails get kidnapped and get turned into an evil version of Mega Man. But plot twist, we program the machine to not turn himself evil. He shoots the Deadly Six with a laser and doesn't help Sonic until the end of the game. Eggman almost dies in the pit of lava, but ultimately comes back to build a robot out of the remaining energy of the machine. Sonic defeats him in one of the easiest boss fights in the series, and Eggman loses. Tails shuts off the machine and the world is restored. Eggman almost falls to his death again, but magically comes back in the next game, which came 4 years later. The game ends with Sonic and Tails meeting back with Amy and Knuckles and then taking a nap. Remember how I said this story has bad writing? It's so bad that the quote-unquote jokes sound like something like a first grader would say, trying to sound cool. Not to mention the serious moments had me dying of laughter as they come completely out of nowhere. All of the characters in the game are extremely unlikable, excluding Eggman and Orbot. Even our main heroes are unlikable, with Sonic being a cocky jerk and Tails being a whiny smartass. This game's story is extremely unpolished and one of the worst in the series. It is absolutely unbearable to watch. Even with an insufferable story and awful dialogue, I still found enjoyment in this game and had a blast playing it. Yes, it is not perfect. Not all the levels are great and introduce some questionable concepts, but as long as I'm having fun, I don't really care. Even with its bland level themes, this game was creative when it came to level design and created gameplay that I had never seen before in the series. I think I have made my points clear. As for the game, I rated a 6.5 out of 10. A fun experience for those wanting to try something new. Thank you for watching my video. Do you agree with my opinions? How do you feel about this game? Let me know in the comments and tell me what other videos you'd like to see. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. Bye gamers!